Alright guys, so the Skullcandy Method 360 ANC has pretty much been my go-to earbud since it's been released, but it's also kind of had me interested to see what some of the other Skullcandy earbuds that I've overlooked actually can deliver. So today we're going to take a look at the Skullcandy Push ANC Active. Now I have not had the best of luck with their Push series. The original Push I was not a fan of, and then when they released the Push Ultra, which is basically what resembles what we're going to look at today, it was the initial offering of this. It came in a zippered case, it didn't have ear tips, and again, I wasn't really a huge fan. But the Push ANC Active, which is the pair that we're checking out today, has made some adjustments, made some changes, made some things that I think is going to make this a little more appealing to me. Now, the price of these do come in at $99, although right now on Amazon, you can pick them up for $79. And I would consider this to be like a competitor to the Powerbeat series, which I believe comes in at $250. So that is quite the price gap here. So we're going to talk about what these have to offer. We're going to talk about the sound, what all comes inside the box, and see if these are worth the $79 or $99 price tag. So first off, they did ditch the zippered case. It's now just a regular case, although this is a very large one. It does have a little fabric loop on it so that you can clip it onto different things. And the case is Qi wireless charging compatible, so that is definitely huge. The earbuds themselves do resemble what the Push Ultras were. It is a sport style earbud, so it does have the hook. These do have ear tips, so again, it's not like the Push Ultra where it's kind of like an AirPod type earbud, just, you know, relying on aiming in the direction of your ear. But I do want to say that the hook on this, even though it is flexible, it's not as flexible as some of the other sport earbuds that I've tested. So in my opinion, this pair is not as comfortable as, let's say, the Powerbeats earbuds. I find this just did not have as much flex, at least compared to what I'm used to with testing other sports style earbuds. Now they do use touch controls and button controls, and I am happy to say that they do allow you to control everything, but I do also want to say, because this isn't the most comfortable earbud, I do find myself kind of adjusting these from time to time, and I do find myself like accidentally pausing my music or doing something I don't want it to do because that touch control is so sensitive. So I wish that it would just have button controls altogether. You can go within the app and switch around some controls if you want to do that. Also within the app, this is how you would keep the earbuds updated. There are some EQ controls in here, some EQ options that are already built in, or you can just kind of change the EQ settings the way that you want. It does support multi-point connection, so within the app, you can turn this on or off if you don't want it to connect to more than one device at a time. And then you can also control your noise canceling. So if you want to turn it in noise canceling mode, or turn that off altogether, or turn it into the awareness mode so you can hear the things around you, again, this is all done within the app. But I do want to point out about the noise canceling. So if you're looking at this pair solely off noise canceling alone, the noise canceling is actually pretty good. Now, is it fantastic? No. Is it the best that I've heard? Absolutely not. But the fact that the noise canceling is there, I think is really beneficial if you're at the gym and you want to try to block out a lot of the sounds around you. It's nice that it has that. And then the awareness mode is really good. So if you're going to use these while walking or running or riding a bike, it makes it really easy to hear your surroundings, not have to take your earbuds out. You can definitely carry on a conversation without having to take your earbuds out. So from a noise canceling and an awareness mode is very, very good, and the noise canceling is just decent to good. Again, for the price tag, for the under $100, I definitely think that it delivers where it should in noise canceling here. Just don't compare it to the much more expensive noise canceling earbuds out there. Now, if you are going to use these outdoors, it does come in with an IP67 rating, and I do think this is a good choice. Obviously, this pair is made to be worn in a lot of different active situations, and so you definitely want to be protected against, you know, rain, sweat, splashes, and things like that. But the IP67 means even if you're at the beach or by the pool and it just happens to drop into water, you're going to be okay. It's not going to immediately kill your earbuds. But also, the 6 and the IP67 means you have some pretty good dust protection as well. Now, as far as what all you get inside the box, pretty simple here. You do get 3 sets of silicone ear tips, and you get what I would consider to be probably one of the world's tiniest USB-C cables. This is one of those where if you're going to plug it into a block, you're going to have your case kind of hanging from the wall, and the case and the earbuds on these do have quite a bit of weight that's going to be pulling on that cable, and I just don't think that's good for it anyway. So again, the positive here is, like I said at the beginning of the video, just drop it on a wireless charger and you don't have to worry about any of that stuff anyways. But speaking of the charging, battery life is very, very impressive on these. Now, if you use them with the noise canceling off, you can get 12 hours on the earbuds and about 58 hours using the case. But even with the noise canceling on, you can still get 7 hours on the earbuds and about 37 hours using the case. So that's some impressive battery life in both of those modes. And if you do happen to pick these up and they are dead, they do support fast charging, where a 10-minute charge will get you about 2 hours of use. Now, if you decide to use these for phone calls, or if you're somebody that uses your earbuds for phone calls, I do feel like these are very clear. Even in noisy situations, I think it does a good job of trying to block out a lot of that around you, but you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here. Here is a quick mic test outdoors using the Skullcandy Push ANC Active. There is some wind noise going on. There is also some traffic, but really this is just to give you an idea of what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public. So now let's talk about the sound. And this is where it was pretty surprising for me. Now, I've always listened to Skullcandy products. I've been a huge fan for years, not so much in the wireless earbud era, but they've always been known to be bass heavy. And the Push ANC Active is not that. And that to me is kind of surprising, because if you're looking for like an earbud to use at the gym or while you're running, you kind of want beefed up low end. You want something that's going to be energetic and make you more motivated to do what it is you're doing. And I think the Push ANC Active is going definitely more for clear audio. I think the mids are fantastic on here. I think it really does do a good job with vocalists, whether it be male or female vocalists. Different instruments, especially acoustic instruments, have some really good volume and body to them. Same thing with the treble. The treble on these are actually pretty bright. I wouldn't say harsh, but I would say that it's kind of right up to that point. So it doesn't lack when it comes to clarity or details at all. But the low end on these, I felt like just could be boosted a little bit more. Now, that's mainly because I'm a bass head. And again, I think this style of earbud is going to be geared more towards people looking for this. And so the bass, even though it has a really nice punch to it, it's just quick. It's faster. So it kind of hits and moves on to the next. It doesn't hang around like a subwoofer would do, just to kind of give you that impact. So I think, again, just from personal preference, I would like a little more low end out of these. But when it comes to volume, when it comes to clarity and detail, and even the soundstage and the sound imaging, there's not really anything that these are lacking when it comes to that. I mean, the soundstage and the sound imaging, I was surprised at how much space that these had. It reminded me a lot of Soundcore's earbuds. They just have some good space to it. These kind of mimic that, and they just did a really good job of being able to tell where different sounds are coming from. So my overall opinion is Skullcandy has definitely come a long way in the Push series. These are much better than the original Push. They're much better than the Push Ultra. I think the price is definitely right, even at the regular retail price of $99, but getting them at $79 feels like more of a steal. They're not the most comfortable, I will say that. I would like to see more flex in the ear hooks. But the ANC is good on this pair. The battery life I feel like is great. The Qi wireless charging I think is huge. And on top of all that, the sound I feel like is very, very good, as long as you're not, again, a bass head or somebody looking for something at the gym to just kind of keep you pumped up the whole time. If you like clarity and you like detail and you still like that nice subtle kick, that subtle punch, that is where I feel like these deliver. And I think, again, that just brings a lot of value in a pair like this that you can get for under $100. But guys, that's my video on the Skullcandy Push ANC Active. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.